we're gonna knock this out real quick because I finally have some sunshine. I just finished a morning jog and I want to get outside and play. When you live and work out of a van, everything takes so much longer than it does in a house. So even though I'm still getting up at 6 a.m., just starting the day takes much more time than it would in a house. And I've not really scheduled, like, gotten my groove yet. So I want to go play. And because of all those tech issues that I had this week, I'm severely delayed on editing and I don't want to get backed up. But a lot of you have asked for an update on what it's like to live in the van and what things are working and what aren't. So we're going to knock this out. I will say though, I'm not going to do a ton of videos about living in the van and being in the van because YouTube is oversaturated with channels where Soy Boy Man Bun and Vegan Veronica sit in the van every single video with the camera super close and talk about every god blessed detail of their life in the van. And I could have done that in my driveway and not blown through my life savings traveling the US. We have much bigger initiatives on this channel. We are here to explore. We are here to be outside. We are not here to talk in a very self-indulgent way about what it's like to live in a van. So let's go. All right, I need to refer to my notes because I have a lot to say. Let's talk about the layout. I am super glad that behind the bed, I did not build the bed all the way to the back door. I have storage back there. It's about, I think it was about a foot between the edge of the bed and the door, and that is great space for storage and just stuff that you don't need every single day. So I'm really glad that I did that. I also keep the hose back there that I use to refill the sink with, and extension cords and the generator and all that jazz. So that has worked out really, really nicely. I'm also glad that I did not build any more cabinets than I did. I mean, I'm not at full capacity with these. I still have storage down here in the Lowe's kitchen cabinets. I have still empty storage underneath the bed. Plenty of storage. You do not need that many cabinets, and frankly, it will get claustrophobic if every piece of real estate on the floor is taken up with cabinets and boxes and all kinds of other stuff. So, oh, and the flooring, remember those foam tiles? Look at my sexy slippers. See these? They have cleaning things on the bottom, so I can do two things at once. But the foam faux wood tiles have been a godsend. They are soft and cushy and warm, and I am just outrageously grateful that I did not get vinyl. If you're noticing, let's just talk about this right away. These Instagram photos where these people have like picture perfect vans and it's clean, and that is such bullshit. The second you get into your van, it is, I mean, like, look, like I have stuff, you know, and I'm really clean. I clean this thing every single day so that it doesn't get grimy, because the floor gets grimy really quick when you're coming in and out with shoes. But like, you know, I've got this trash that I still have to throw away, and food. I mean, it's not beautiful, like my face cloth, and like when they have these pictures of their beds perfectly made, do you know what it's like to make a bed with that much clearance? That it's even made is kind of amazing. So that's fake. Once you're living in the van, and it's part of the reason why I pushed off making this video, it does not look like the pictures. It does not look like how they make it look. You're living in it, and it's a small space, and it's gonna get messy really, really quick. Okay, power. The inverter, the lights, I only turn on one light really ever because you just don't need it. I mean, this light has got the whole van lit up, and I've never needed more than one light. So these vans that have 12 recessed lightings all up and down the van, I don't know. I mean, maybe if you were doing surgery in the van, you would need that, but I've only needed one light. I've not run out of power yet, but I'm moving, and the 400 watt inverter is connected to the alternator, so it's constantly powering. I do not like the generator. I'm grateful for it because I always have power, but it's loud. Even though it's an inverter, it's loud, and it's just really ominous for me to hold that damn thing. Lifting it, finding non-ethanol gas is kind of a pain in the ass, and I know at this point someone is probably in the middle of typing a comment about, you should have gotten solar. No, I have no regrets about not getting solar. It's been cloudy almost every day except today. I would have zero power if I had gone with solar. And to power all the electronics for my camera gear and kitchen and temperature and all that, I would have had to spend so many thousands of dollars that I would have rather have just eaten out every single meal. So I have no regrets about not getting solar. It's just the generator is just... If there was a soy boy man bun in here doing that, that would be easier, but that's not what's going on this channel. And I'm not accepting applications for one. The fridge, the truck fridge, the glitter fridge. So right here, so remember I turned it into a bench, and it has powered every single day. It has not drained my battery yet. It keeps everything cold. I've had milk in there. I do realize though why so many van channels are vegan. It's because it's easier. I really think that's the deal. When you're trying to cool anything that's a meat product or perishable, you've just got way more going on. So I take this handle and I'm able to pull it over here, and then I can pull down the desk and work at night. And I've had no issues whatsoever with the fridge. I highly recommend truck fridge. I know there are a lot of other models that work well, but it's working quite well for me. The kitchen. I have no major regrets about the kitchen, except this is probably going to go first. I have not used it. I don't see myself using it. Thank God my friend Matt hooked me up with a propane stove before I left, because if I want to use this or the toaster oven, I have to have the generator on, which I just told you I don't particularly like. It just makes you an attraction because everyone turns around and looks when you start it up. So I don't particularly use the plug-in devices. I've used the propane stove for most every meal, and you just crack a window and it's no problem. I've actually put a piece of wood on the front seat and just used it there, and I've not had any issues with that. So I would minimize kitchen devices if at all possible. Downside of cooking in the van, the whole van smells like food when you're cooking in a van, and that sucks. So air freshener, air freshener, air freshener. My biggest regret is not getting a window. Where is it? See, look at that other van parked next to me on the sliding door. I really wish I had gotten a window. It would have just been ventilation and would have kept the temperature regulated in here. I can still add one, but in retrospect, I wish I had done that when I had the chance. I also wish I had put in more plugs that were connected to the inverter, but that stuff I can all still do later. Okay, so like I said, plenty of storage. The double sink. This, I can't even imagine living in this thing without that double sink. I stack up my dirty dishes here. I clean them all at once to conserve water. I put them over here. I have defrost fruits and vegetables over there. These little fairy sinks that everybody's using, how in the hell? See, but they don't show you actually using it. It looks cute when they've got these like teeny tiny little bowl sinks. In reality, if you use one of these at home, you will want one in the van. That is great storage. This I can wash a full pot in. If you didn't have this, where would you put your dishes to dry? If you had Soy Boy Man Bun, who was drying them off when you washed them, great. But otherwise, they'd be stacked high over here. I'm not hearing that. I would never have anything but a double sink in a van conversion, period, okay? Did I make my point when I shook my head like that? Filling up water has been a non-issue. The electric pump for the water has some major issues, but you'll be amazed at how resourceful you are in finding water. You just stop caring after a while. I have taken the water jug and walked into a supermarket and just filled the bitch up there. And when you need water, you really don't give a rat's ass what you look like carrying a jug around, okay? You just get, and there's water resources in more places than you think. You've just not been challenged yet to find them. Okay. Stealth parking. This is another thing I think is totally done for drama by van channels. First of all, if you have an AC unit like I have, or a fan on top of this, people know what you're doing. You think you're stealth? You think you're so sneaky? They know. I can't tell you how many times I've been somewhere and they're like, oh, are you in the camper out there? They know. They know. Van life, van conversions are not so unique anymore that people have no clue what you're doing. Here's the great news. They don't care. They don't care. People have their own problems and they don't give a damn what you're doing. They just look at you kind of funny and then that's it. They don't care. So I have not done really much stealth camping at all because it's not stealth and because the first night I got caught doing it and it wasn't a big deal, but my sleep in this van is precious, and stealth camping when you're by yourself, there's an element of stress there that you're going to get woken up in the middle of the night and have to move, and to me that's not worth it. So I would rather park where I know I can park and where I know I'm going to be safe and get a full night's sleep than have to worry at all that someone's going to figure out what I'm doing and call the police. And plus, most of my friends are police officers, and I really try to not be a hassle for law enforcement. Moreover, once this is all shut up, like once the door is shut, and then at night I tuck this over and I button everything up, you don't know where the hell you are. You could be in Maui. You have no idea. So does it matter? I mean, I would rather have less stress and a solid night's sleep than brag on the internet about how stealth I am. So maybe I'll do some of that, but for the most part, I'd rather just not make it an ordeal. The glitter shitter, lay shitter, where is she? She's tucked away right now, back here, where she belongs. This I secure because I don't want a pee bucket flying at my head if I have to slam on the brakes. The glitter shitter is the best purchase of this entire van. I am not kidding. And I got a lot of negative feedback about using that. Some woman sent me an email ripping me to shreds that she couldn't believe that I was going to throw human waste in a plastic bag and then in the garbage can, and that I was just the worst person in the world. And I asked her to please send that same email to every mother like on the globe and tell her that she's an awful person for all the diapers she puts into the garbage. That thing has just been a saving grace because safety. If it's a couple in a van and one of them has to get out and go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, well, there's still someone back here to keep an eye on you and keep an eye on the van. It is not safe for me in the middle of the night, no matter where I am, to get out of this van in my Tinkerbell pajamas. Where is she? There she is. Walk across the parking lot and use a public restroom and then give somebody the opportunity to watch me come back and get back in here knowing that I am by myself. No, you only use it when it's the middle of the night. So it's really not a big deal. It's pretty anticlimactic. You wake up, you feel the urge to go, you crawl down off of your platform bed using the, where is it? Little foot pedestal, you go to the bathroom, you put the lid on, you get back into bed, you go to sleep, and you're just fine. What has not worked, what's been an epic fail, is the kitty litter. In theory, the kitty litter was a great idea, right? You know, just like a cat, just pee on it and then throw it out. Here's the problem. A cat's bladder is like that big. In my bladder are several of these. So you will quickly overwhelm the system, so to speak. It gets very heavy. It gets to be an issue. So it does not actually work for a human to use kitty litter. I did have a blast buying kitty litter. When I was at Walmart, I just stood in the kitty litter aisle for like 20 minutes looking at all the different options and smells and varieties and thinking to myself, like, what do I deserve? Like, what kind of cat, based on what I'm looking at here, do I connect with, like on a bladder level? And a woman walked by seeing this obsession and she said, oh, what kind of cat do you have? And I said, oh, no, I don't have one. Imagine how confused she was. Yeah, let's see, do we really need this light? Let me look at myself. Yeah, I think we need it. There's no makeup on. Yeah, van channel without makeup. Anyway, so, and this may be TMI, but what's happened is I've ditched the kitty litter, and now the lay shitter is the garbage can / bathroom. In the morning, you take it out. It's not that big of a deal, but some of these theories about what to use to, well, I haven't discovered that they've worked. So that's what's working for me now, and I would never buy anything else but that camping toilet. I have zero regrets. It has been awesome in the middle of the night to not have to go outside when it's raining or cold. I just go, and then I go back to bed. And my life is made easier by that plastic pee bucket. Where are my notes? Okay, sleep. The platform bed, I told you, now I bought the greatest mattress in the world. I'm gonna put links to everything again in this video. This mattress is wonderful. I sleep like a rock. I think part of that is the fact that I'm always exhausted. My day is so busy out here, so busy that by the time I go to bed, I am like out. So the mattress is great, the cooling topper is great. I bought those bamboo sheets. They've been awesome. The height, I don't crack my head. When I sit up, you just have to be a little bit more careful. I do regret not cutting the mattress. See how the mattress like curves up? And I had the option to cut it and I didn't because I wanted to see how it goes. For the most part, I can very much stretch out on this because I'm very small, but I've noticed that I still have to kind of crunch. I could cut it if I want, but I'm not going to because I really don't want to do any construction for a while. So I'm just gonna leave it for now. Also glad that I ditched the decorative pillows. Anything that is not essential, do not bring. It will get in your way. I've already stashed blankets and other stuff up there, and I will probably never use them again. If you don't absolutely need it, just unpack. Okay, showers. Today's the first day where I've woken up and don't have a shower because I'm in a teeny tiny town. Otherwise, I go to Anytime Fitness every single day. I work out, I take a shower. It's been wonderful. They have locations everywhere, even in small towns. So that's not been an issue. And then in general, the temperature in the van is just a little bit challenging. A lot of it is manually controlled by me, in that if I know it's hot, you know, I have to kind of shut everything down and make sure that no sunlight gets in here. And at night, if it's muggy inside the van, you know, you just don't have a lot of options because I wish I had installed a second fan over the bed. But woulda, shoulda, coulda. You know, I'm gonna learn all this stuff. But I would, in retrospect, attach a second ceiling fan that's connected to the batteries and the inverter, just so that I could have some airflow in here. I did buy, and I don't see where it is, I bought a battery-powered fan that I can charge with a USB. That has been a saving grace. But, you know, live and learn. That's just how it goes. So... and the only other thing that I'll address is I've had zero moisture issues. God only knows when I put up these tin ceiling tiles, all this moisture's gonna get up there, and no. Every morning I touch it to make sure, and I've not had any moisture issues, and it's humid as all hell in the south. I've cooked with propane in here. The ceiling is still dry. As long as you kind of keep the windows open, and if you're using the side door to let the air out, then I don't see what the problem would be. And I've also not had road noise. When I put these up and the ceiling tiles, I mean, I just got all this feedback that it was going to be so noisy and everything was going to fall down and stuff was going to be like flying off the... That's not happened, and the Babe bus has been off-roading. Some of these things, I have to admit, I just think that some van channels really hype up to make it seem like what they're doing is super unique. And if you built the van right, and if you are giving consideration to temperature control and using bungee cords, like, you know, what I have here, you shouldn't really have these issues. So maybe that makes me not so unique, right? So I hope that answers some of your questions. I will do these kind of intermittently, but I've got a big country to see, and I want to go play outside. So thank you, everybody. Particular thank you. And I know my Patreon supporters, y'all are just amazing. But some of you have started buying my travel photography via PayPal, and I cannot even tell you how outrageously grateful I am for that. One, it's really rewarding for me to be able to sell my travel photos because I love photography so much, but those donations have just taken, of everything that's so overwhelming in this first week, they've just taken some of the weight off my shoulders. They've, you know, when I see something that's out of the way, that's another half hour, and I'm like, oh, the gas money, da 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 da, it just makes it possible. I am so grateful to every single one of you. Thank you for hanging in there with me through the tech issues and all kinds of things. Wi-Fi continues to be a challenge. I'm going to do a separate video on that. But I want to go play, and I want to show you this amazing little town I'm in because it has a very special place in my heart from the last time I was here. So I will see you in the next video.